So the school is headed by the dean, who happens to be myself, and there's a provision for the assistant dean. Under this school, there are 3 departments. There's a Department of Accountancy, headed by Mr. Katebe, and then there's a Department of Banking and Finance, headed by Mr. Skazwe, and the Department of Business Administration, headed by Dr. Austin Mwange. Right under the head of accountancy, there are program coordinator for undergraduate, for Bachelor of Accounting and Finance, BMA, BSA, BPAC, and BSAF. This is a yet to be launched program. Then under that, there's the program coordinator for postgraduate, which is PhD and Masters in Accounting and Finance. And then we have 5 lecturers for each of those specialized courses. Then under Banking and Finance, we have a program coordinator who takes care of Bachelor of Financial Services, Bachelor of Banking and Finance, and BFI. Thereafter, there's a program coordinator for PhDs in Financial Services and Masters in Banking and Finance. And there are 4 lecturers in that department. The last one is the Department of Business Administration, which is headed by Dr. Mwange. There's a program coordinator for PhDs, DBS, MBS, and MPS. Then we have a program coordinator for University of Greenwich programs, MBA, MA in International Business, BABS, and BAPSM. Thereafter, underneath there, we have a program coordinator for undergraduate, BBA, BBE, and BMM, and BPS, and 4 lecturers under that. So basically, that's the structure of the school. And most of you, I think by now, should know which program you're undertaking and under which school, under which department it falls. So that goes on to explain how you should communicate with management. Like Dr. Mwesha pointed out, the first contact is your lecturer. If you think your issue is not getting adequate attention, then you can escalate that to the head of the program coordinator, and still not getting adequate attention, you can escalate that to the head of the department. We're still, but I think by then your program will have, problem will have been resolved. But if by any means it's not yet resolved, you can now escalate to the dean of the school. But that should be really the last resort. Not whereby, no, my mark is missing, you want to phone the dean. Then you compromise the system in that the right people to address that problem would have been skipped. I'll start with the issue of exemptions. Okay, if you have prior learning, you qualify for exemptions. But these exemptions, don't take it for granted that because I've got NATEC, because I've got this, I'm automatically exempted. You need to apply for exemptions. You need to apply for exemptions, and then your exemptions will be awarded on a case-by-case basis. Okay? So once those exemptions are awarded, you are supposed to pay for each exemption and get a letter confirming that you have been exempted from those courses. So mere assumption that have been exempted does not guarantee exemptions. So you have to get a letter, which letter you take to examinations office, where they will post your exemptions, and the exemption should show on your transcript. The calculation of the GPA. Now, starting from 3rd year to 4th year, you are supposed to be accruing points. It is these points that will determine the type and the class of degree that you get. So at 3rd year and 4th year levels, it's not just passing as usual, because it is at this stage that you start accumulating points that will culminate into the class of a degree that you get. I've heard some students that say, no, me, as long as I've passed, I can graduate. Yes, you can pass with a silent, but some universities will not accept you to do a master's or a postgraduate based on a silent. And it's only good that when you are called for graduation, you either have a handsome distinction, merit or credit. A mere pass, they don't even mention the class that you have passed. It's just, they will just call your name and you go and, not in shame because you have graduated, but it's not something that anyone can relate. You are an average student, okay? Do not say, no, me, I communicated with my lecturer, he knew that I was sick. That is not enough. You need to have documentary evidence sent to the dean, where we shall have a record of what type of circumstances these are, and then we shall take this to the Board of Examiners to either award you a deferred exam or anything of that sort. Please, if you see that getting enough attention from your lecturer, then you need to bypass that lecture, because if you complain to the person you are complaining about, I think your issue will not be addressed. That now becomes both administrative and academic. You need now to contact the ODL staff through Dr. Jere or through Madam Sarah or the other colleagues in the department. We also should be kept in the loop. When you send an email of complaint to Dr. Njovu or Sarah, also copy the school, the dean of that school. If you see right now that your course, there's no assignment, please raise the red flag immediately. We don't want a situation where you come and tell us that no, there was no assignment in the portal. That's why I'm looking for these exemptions. Yes, it's 2 weeks. So these assignments that were issued out on Friday should be due on 13th. And there are no extensions, because the academic calendar specifies when the assignments will be due. The problem with extending dates is we are going to distort the whole academic calendar.